voices of Geek Nation, and I am so pleased to have you here as the game director of Fast and Furious Crossroads. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Not really spoken to anybody in Brazil but ever before, so this is a first for me as well. Wow.
Oh, am I the first one? I'm
I think
glad.
so.
Such a pleasure to have you here with us. I think the Brazilian fans are crazy to get to know a little bit more about Fast and Furious. Basically, the game seems a mix of racing and action as well, with lots of scenes, basically straight out a movie. And I really would like to know what is exactly the balance between gameplay and cinematic experiences that you managed to create in this game.
Our studio is known for racing games, so I think people might expect that this is going to be a racing game because that's traditionally what we've done. And I'll very clearly say, no, please don't expect that. There is racing in the game, but, just like the Fast and Furious movies have evolved from street racing through to Dom and his crew being this kind of international vehicular strike force, saving the world. It's the same kind of thing. We take the player and these newcomers that we've put into the story on that journey from, low level street racing people through to this amazing strike force that goes off to save the world. So the gameplay is similar. You'll be racing. We have to include racing, and we've got two fantastic sequences in there that pay homage to the previous movies. But also, you're going to be investigating, you're going to be pursuing, you're going to be escaping, you're going to be taking down bad guys, you're going to be doing these crazy high-speed heists and stuff. So, that sounds very different to anything we've ever done before. So it's more like a third-person action adventure in that respect, but all seen from the perspective of the cars.
Okay, I'm super excited right now.
Good.
But was there like a big concern of making the game as close as possible to what we see in the movies, or you guys were already like, no, let's do our thing?
Well, I mean, I'm a massive fan of the movies anyway.
Me
So
too.
I'm coming right, so I'm coming at it from the perspective of the fans. For folks out there who love the movies, go into the cinema, come back and go, oh my God, a bit with the submarine, or oh my God, a bit with the train, and things like that. So there wasn't really a concern there. It was more that we as fans wanted to pay homage to those things. So many of the set pieces in the game play on those memories that we have of the truck heist in the very first movie, pulling a large object and causing loads of destruction like in Fast 5, or escaping or pursuing a giant object like a submarine from Fate of the Furious. But we've given our own twists on them. So fans will go, oh, this feels like something I know, but it's got a twist on it, a different location, a different thing you're doing, different characters, a different reason for it and stuff. But it'll make you go, oh, this feels like home. This feels like something I know and love. But also, these guys have taken it to the next level and made it really, really exciting. And it's something fresh as well.
You said about new characters. So basically, we're not, for example, playing with new people. Tell us a little bit more about that.
The Fast and Furious movies have been around for a long time, so we, again, as fans, know Dom and Letty and Roman and Tej and all that stuff. We know those guys as legends. We know their stories, we know what they've been involved with, we know the crazy stuff that has happened. But we wanted also to give you a new perspective on that. So we've introduced 3 new characters called Vienna, Cam, and Sebastian, and they are street level, people. They used to race with Tej and Suki from back in Too Fast, Too Furious, and they also know the legends and the fables and the stories around the Torettos and the extended family and stuff, but they've never really, met them in person, before. So what we wanted is to allow you to see Dom and Letty in action through the eyes of these new people, and then for Dom and Letty and the crew to kind of mentor them and ultimately, well, can't give anything away, but ultimately, decide whether they should or shouldn't join the family as people they can trust and respect and call upon in future potentially. Vienna is almost the archetype for Dom. She's the member, she's the head of her family that we meet in Barcelona, and Cam is her best friend. So they get on like a house on fire. However, they have opposite intentions on some things and opposite views on things. And again, that came from us looking back on the original movies and seeing Dom and Brian. They weren't always brothers right at the beginning of the franchise. They were against each other. They were cop and outlaw essentially, and it was over time that they had that strong brotherhood that connected them so well. So it's the same here. Vienna and Cam are best friends. They bicker, they banter, they have opposite views on things, but ultimately there is a friendship there, a sibling bond between these two that we explore and grow throughout the game, and it's something that is almost at the heart of the franchise, that family aspect and that feeling of how far you would go to save one of your own.
You said something about the relationship between characters in the movies, and that's exactly what makes us as fans love Fast and Furious. What can we expect in terms of narrative in this game?
The game starts therefore in Athens with Dom and Letty pursuing a new threat that has come up. The investigation leads them to split up, and Dom goes one way and Letty goes another way to investigate these things. And then we cut to meeting our brand new characters. I'll give this away. The very first car that you drive with these new characters is a red Ford pickup, which is, as we remember, the same car that Brian drove in the very first movie. So, a little homage there to the fans. And what happens essentially is, Vienna's friend Sebastian finds himself in trouble, let's say. They try to fix the problem themselves and then realize that they need extra help. And then that's when Letty comes in, who also happens to be in Barcelona. As the game goes on, as the story goes on, you'll realize that actually both investigations are connected and that, they form a crossroads. See what we did there, you see? With one team out for revenge and one team out for justice, and having to navigate that conflict and navigate the relationships between each other to ultimately bring down a brand new threat and save the world.
Regarding missions, is there like a right way to complete them, or the player will be able to do it on their own way? Do you have like a sandbox mode or something to mess around in the game?
So in story mode, we are teaching you the ropes. So as we are progressing you through the game, we are teaching you all the gadgets or the ways of interacting with enemies that you need for the later stages of the game. And during the later stage of the game, then we start opening it up that there are objectives that can be completed in multiple ways. If you look at our achievements and trophies that we've put in there are achievements and trophies for progressing through the game. However, there are then secret achievements and trophies for completing the game in a specific way, either within a certain time limit or doing a very specific thing. So although, as I said, it is a story-based game and we are kind of funneling you through it and then opening things up later in the game, yes, there are missions later in the game where you do get to have a little bit more freedom. And there are missions specifically which allow you to not free roam completely, but allow you lots more freedom to go wherever you want. And again, that's part of that is wish fulfillment. The first time you get into Dom's car, you kind of think, wow, I'm playing as Dominic Toretto. This is awesome. I'm in his Dodge Charger or whatever it may be. And you just want to have fun. And therefore the mission objective for that particular mission is just get to the destination, go and meet somebody. And we let you go pretty much, we direct you the way to go, but we let you go anywhere you want there. So you can go off the road, you can drive through a cornfield or something, you know, you can have fun, you can jump off ramps, things like that. And that is much more of a sandboxy kind of experience. And we have a few of those peppered throughout the game to give you that feeling of like, oh, I just want to enjoy myself and just have a bit more time to, you know, I've just had a really exciting experience, there's one coming up, and now's a bit of time for me to relax and have a breather. And then in multiplayer is different. There are specific objectives that you need to complete, and there will be some gadgets which are definitely either required or will make the job way easier. Some of those are called out, others are not. Yeah, so we want to allow that freedom to say, okay, you've got to do this. Here's all the gadgets and cars that you have available to you. Go and experiment and find out which is the best for you. And again, just like a MOBA or an RPG, it's then up to you and your team to then work out what is the best team composition. You'll be able to see the enemy team composition as well. So again, that may influence your decision. If you see they've got a lot of attacking weapons or attacking gadgets, you may want to think about things like shields or things that can disrupt their systems and take them offline for a bit. If you see they don't have any of those, you're going to be more of a sense of, oh, they're going to be quite weak, or they've chosen cars which are quite fragile or lightweight, for example. So you might think, you know what, I'm going to take lots of weapons and gadgets that deal a lot of damage because they're quite squishy targets. So yeah, there is no one way to complete these things, and we absolutely encourage that. But also, we do give you a little bit of guidance just to help you out a little bit.
That's cool. That's cool. Here in Brazil, we call it that meteoro louco. We like that. We like that.
Cool. Meteoro louco.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you, Andy. I mean, do you have a last message to give to our Brazilian fans of Fast and Furious? And I have to warn you, like, around here, people are crazy about the franchise.
The movies have been so diverse in their cast and how international that they go, the locations that they go, that, you know, I hope that we have done you proud by having a game which crosses many continents, has a diverse cast in there as well, and also pays homage to the roots of the franchise, introduces new characters which I hope you'll fall in love with and stuff, and treats the movie crew respectfully and stuff. You know, as I said, we are fans. We know that you guys are fans as well. And therefore, yeah, it's been a real passion project, a labor of love, this game. So from what I've seen so far, it seems to be going well, and the fans are embracing it and everything. You know, we can only cross our fingers on that and stuff. But yeah, we can't wait for you to play it. We've got a lot planned post-launch. So yeah, please go and enjoy the game. Watch Fate of the Furious. Go and play our game, and then look forward to Fast 9 coming to theaters next year.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you here with us, Andy.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.